I do believe that we have a lot of talent returning, even though we lost some guys. But I think we've brought in guys who are, can be great for us as well. And like I said, just having experience, I think that that's one of the biggest things that helps me personally is just experience and being there before and seeing things, and I think that will just help the team as well. We went through ups and downs of the season. We were 9-1 at one point, kind of ended at 9-5, and I think there was a lesson to learn out of that, and I think this team learned the lesson from that. So those are the reasons why I think we'll be a better team this year. We got a lot to build off of.
So as a short kid, how cool is it to play here? Drake talked about playing you guys in high school and whooping up on you a couple times. But how cool is it to be able to come back here?
It's definitely very cool. It's always cool to kind of come back to the city where you're from. A lot of people from the area, hitting you up about the game and supporting you and different things like that. So it's very exciting to come back for sure.
So when did you cut your hair and why did you cut your hair?
Already asked.
Adam just asked me that.
Of course we do it. The guys that see it all the time really won't get noticed.
I mean, it looks good. But I like the
I
other
noticed
look
it.
too.
When I got
have
the
no
picture of you guys in there, I noticed it right away. So go ahead and tell me what you told him. I can't go on their site and take what you said.
You can. I'll give it to you. It's fine. He grew it out for 3 or 4 years.
I want to put him on the spot. That's why I did himself.
Like I told him, I kind of always had a low haircut my whole life. I got to college and, just kind of wanted to do something different, so I grew hair. I always said I was going to cut it again. And I just ended up cutting it. I kind of got tired of the dreads, kind of got tired of always having to take care of them. So
Your rival's bio, I'm sure.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. My hair's always been like this.
So you just decided to say, change it.
Yep.
Sometimes guys do stuff like that. There's something behind it. There's some kind of.
Nah, I don't think there's really any deeper meaning. I can sit here and be like, I'm trying to be better and change my life around and all that. But
Becoming more adult or something like that.
Just cut it.
I didn't know if you talked to the NFL teams and were like, you know what? Coming back with a business license.
Yeah, that's what I was actually.
Not that it wasn't the other way. I'm just saying I didn't know.
I mean, honestly, I don't even think I'm going to keep it short. I think I'm going to grow it out. I think I'm just going to do away with the dreads, though. Just a new
You're a
look.
fairly calculated guy, right? That's kind of what I was thinking. Maybe there would be some amazing response about it. So
Nothing too crazy.
So does it feel different? Well, you haven't had the helmet on, so I guess since you cut it, because you didn't cut it in the spring.
I just did it I guess almost 2 months now. I did it in the beginning of June. So, but yeah, I mean,
this is some hard-hitting journalism.
I'm kind of used to. I'm used to it now. I mean, it was definitely weird the first 2 weeks after I got it cut, but.
Adam was asking you about people bringing up the bad defense. Do you kind of feel compelled? I know you didn't in there. Do you feel compelled sometimes to say, "Hey, take that one game out"? Like Mac did. You guys give up 24 points a game in league play, and with your offense, that's enough to win a lot of games. So you just roll with it and sort of insulate all that stuff and keep it as a chip for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it might bother me, a little bit, but at the end of the day, sometimes you got to ignore some of the hate or some of the negativity, even if it could be true, because you never want to get too high or too low on yourself. But I mean, it definitely bothers you sometimes, and like you said, when you kind of take away the App State game or the Notre Dame game, I mean, you look at ACC play or even just our last 4 games as a defense from a defensive standpoint. I mean, you see a defense who looked like a pretty solid defense. Were we perfect or best in the nation? No. But it was definitely a much improved and much better defense. And like I told Adam earlier, the defense last year made a lot of big plays for this team. Made a lot of game-winning plays, a lot of game-changing plays. And so knowing all of that, me personally, I don't think we were a horrible defense. But like I said, you got to take it with
For you, the two meetings you guys had with defense after the game. I remember a couple times during the season you spoke about the carryover effect of that. that carryover effect into the offseason, what you gained from that meeting, sort of staying with you guys through the offseason?
Yeah, I think you've seen the carryover effect. Like, I think, kind of after the bowl game and after kind of losing 4 straight, I think we kind of had another meeting, if you will, just talking about how we're going to attack this offseason and how we're going to not be in the same situation again last year. And I think that kind of carried right into the offseason. I think guys have been working really hard through the winter, through the spring, and now through the summer, getting ready for fall camp that's starting next week. I think, our energy has been well. I've been seeing guys improving, guys getting stronger, faster, guys having a better understanding of the defense. So I think it's definitely going to have some carryover into this
I
year.
need to ask a follow-up on that. John said that as a group, you just senses that everybody's been more vocal. So, and there have been some loud voices like yours. This is Marty's coming with a loud voice, and Drake's got a loud voice on offense. You guys have more loud voices that command attention than maybe since he's been here. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Speaking on the defense, I can't talk about the offense too much, but I know, like, with the defense, like, I feel like we have a lot of leaders on the defense, a lot of vocal guys. I can be local sometimes. Power can be local. Kamen Rucker can be local. Desmond Evans, I'm seeing, is stepping out of his shell and kind of pulling guys along. Gio has always been a kind of vocal guy in the secondary. I see Elijah Huzzy, the transfer that we got from East Tennessee. He's a very experienced guy. I see him kind of pulling some young guys along. So I feel like we have a lot of experienced people on defense who are being very vocal and kind of knows what it takes to get what we want. And I think it's definitely been very huge.
Is Tamari another one of those guys?
Tamari, yeah. Tamari is one of those guys. Tamari is very vocal with the D-line. He's very passionate. He's a wild card kind of guy. And I think a lot of people kind of attract to him because of that. And so, yeah, I definitely think, the D-line kind of follow him a lot.
That's good.
I apologize if this has already been asked, but last year, obviously, with the ACC championship, we all went against Clemson. It was a really good game. But what do you think it's going to take this year to kind of close that gap defensively to beat a team like this?
Yeah, I think we just have to improve and just have to be a better defense than what we were. We have to be better. I think one of the bad things that we did as a defense last year was kind of closing out halves. Like, I feel like going into halftime was a lot of times where we would give up points or give up plays and different things. So I think, just being better in situational football, not giving up chunk plays, different things like that kind of create, make it hard to win when playing defense. Giving up plays that are 40 yards or more, different things like that. I feel like we had a little bit of that last year that kind of hurt us at times. And so we got to eliminate those things. And I think, that's another way that we can kind of close the gap defensively and be better.
Thank you.
Said Mac was telling us the other day about like the speakers that Kevin Donnelly brings in with that. I guess it's the leadership committee, or like Steve Smith, I think was one of them. Mm-hmm. Like, do you enjoy that? And is it cool to hear from guys like that? Who are some of the other guys that have come through? I don't know if it's just been Steve or.
Yeah.
What's that whole deal like?
He's brought in a few different people. I think 2 others. I can't remember their names right now, but they were kind of like guys that he played with in the NFL and different things like that. But I really enjoyed the Steve Smith conversation that we had. I think Steve Smith is a guy who kind of tells it like it is and is very real. I think he kind of humbled me a little bit, in the conversation that I had, with him personally, just giving me some facts and giving me just, different things that he knows and stuff like that. I thought it was very beneficial. But not only that, I think just hearing his story was very beneficial and to kind of understand, who he is and how we can apply, how he lives in his life and kind of apply it into ours for the better. So it's definitely been a good thing. You know, whenever you talk to a legend like Steve Smith, you know, you obviously get something out of it. You know?
Underdog story, right? Huh?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I was thinking. Is that? I mean, is what he talked to you about?
Yeah,
Along those lines.
It's definitely along the lines of a underdog story. I mean, you know, I think what he was particularly talking about is just kind of the rough situation that he was in growing up, and he had no other option, you know, to kind of make it out, which is why this was so important to him. So I think kind of hearing that was, you know, definitely could be, you know, an underdog, that type of thing. You know, he wasn't supposed to be in the position that he's in, coming from the place that he came from.
Resonate.